Hi everyone, it's Christina from Photosprouts here. I'm in Hong Kong visiting my parents. So before I head off to the gym, I want to share with you one simple tip. When I shoot off-camera flash portrait, I only have one background goal in mind, and I'm able to come up with many different variations. I'll search for a bright background and a shade where I can put the subject in, so that when I expose for the highlight in the background, I can light up the subject with a flash at the same time. This type of lighting results in high contrast, dramatic portraits. A bright background can be a building that is lit by the sun, a blue sky, or the sunset. Today I'm using the cityscape of San Francisco as an example, and the theme of the photo shoot is urban fashion. The first location is right downstairs from Photosprouts' office. We picked it because we could position Valentina, the model, in the shade, while the background behind her was bright. Show me that nail. Like this, yeah. Oh, that's good. Light closer. I just had to take care of the exposure of the background without having to worry about Valentina's exposure because the flash was responsible for lighting her up, not the ambient light. So I need 5 seconds recycle time for my flash. Yeah, we're gonna look for another bright spot. Okay, maybe there with some hair light. Yeah. We continued to explore for good locations and picked here. We wanted to have the busy street and the commercial buildings in the background in order to bring out the theme of the photo shoot. The sun was blocked a little bit by a few buildings, but the background is still bright for creating dramatic portrait. And as explained before, we placed Valentina fully in the shade. Okay, let's do this. At all times, I would like to see your nails. Yeah, and this hand, maybe on your waist. Look back like this. Okay, cool. Wow, that's good, that's good. And your front hand, yeah, try to like put it more on your butt. Like, yeah, like slide it all the way down here. Down more, down more. Yes, like this. Okay, cool, good. Wow. And then this time, the left hand can be like on your hair. Yes, good. Okay. Another one. Wow. Good job, Val. And I turned some photos into black and white. Do you like them? If so, please type the word black and white in the comments down below to let me know. Thank you very much. I like the wind. I like how you look back. Good. Awesome. Reach out your hands to the lens. Yeah, like this. As if you're touching my legs. Yeah. You're watching the Photosprouts channel, the top-rated in-person and online photography workshop in San Francisco. Please hit that subscribe button and follow us for more photography tips. Jordy is flexing his muscles and carrying the strip. I guess nobody would dare to mess with us when he's around. Last location. By the time we got there, it was already in the late afternoon, and the sun was mostly shielded by those tall buildings. We chose this building to be the background because it has the windows as the repeated patterns and the floor also looks interesting. When I underexpose the background that is in the shade, it would just become even darker. Personally, I prefer a brighter background because it looks more stunning to me when I expose for the highlights. A background that has the same ambient exposure as the subject won't have such effect, but I think what makes this photo unique is the geometrical shapes behind the model. Do you like the dramatic portraits created by an off-camera flash? I hope you do. And this is the lighting style that I love when I shoot fashion photos. But when it comes to kids and family photo sessions, I prefer softer, flattering, and less contrasting portrait styles. And this is called the light and airy portrait styles. So unlike the high contrast images that you often see on my YouTube channel, my kids and family photos have brighter tones and less shadows. And this is because I think this type of style can bring out more of the family vibes and atmospheres, the togetherness of a family, the love of a mother, the bonding of the siblings, and the laughter of a child. And I think the light and airy portrait styles can effectively bring out the energy in these photos. I often get asked whether I would use a flash in creating light and airy images. The answer is no. But if my clients prefer a more classical look in the family photos, I will carry a flash to use it as a fill light to make the subjects pop. And I'll make sure I educate the clients before the session to let them know what type of images to expect. So depending on what clients I'm working with, I'm able to deliver the work that they need based on my lighting knowledge. If I'm working with a fashion brand and they're looking for dramatic, high contrast images, then I'll pick an early afternoon and look for a location that is lit by harsh sunlight and make sure I'll carry the flash and use it as a main light to balance off the ambient and the subject exposures. But if I'm working with kids and families and they prefer light and airy images, then I'll just do the opposite. I think you can see another point here. As a photographer, I do not just limit myself to shooting in the late afternoons. Instead, based on my lighting knowledge, I'm able to use the natural light and a flash proficiently, so I'm able to work around different times of the day and even schedule a session in an early or a mid-afternoon. And this allows me to get more clientele and become more successful. Therefore, start building your lighting knowledge. In my master lighting class, Build Your Confidence in On-Location Lighting, I'll break down all the scenarios that you'll run into in 4 different cases. And you'll understand exactly what to do in each scenario and utilize the gift and the lighting of the situation to its maximum potential. You'll also learn when to use a flash and when not to. For example, why is that you cannot use a flash when you try to create light and airy images? And why is that the background goals for natural light portrait and flash portrait can be entirely different? I hope this lighting class will help you define your portrait style and make light work for you. I'll see you there. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye! We're Photosprouts photography workshops in San Francisco and Palo Alto. Equipment is provided for beginners so that they don't have to buy a camera to come to a photography class.